Well, I had a question to ask you about, because you always tease me about being like into Twitter now, but that I'm also too old and like I fuck up on live streams and shit. But I had a question where we're going, right? This is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you're on Twitter and your fucking tweet, that's what you call it, right? Your tweet is fucking killing it. You're getting a fucking shitload of retweets. You're getting fucking likes.
Right.
And then I post another tweet back to back, and then now this one's getting a lot of likes, a lot of retweets. And then someone comments on there, starts talking shit. So you engage, and you start talking shit back, and then they start saying, all right, leave me alone, and you keep on, and then they block you. I won, right?
Hello everyone, this is Xander. Just want to give everybody a little bit of a warning before this episode starts. I completely fucked up the audio in this episode. One, I forgot to turn down the volume from my settings for my live stream from my microphone, so my dad's microphone peaks throughout this episode. And I guess at some point my microphone unplugged like halfway through at like 15 minutes and my audio just goes out completely. So not only is the audio shitty from my dad's microphone, but you only get my voice from my dad's microphone. So I do apologize for that. We'll make sure that is fixed for next week's episode. But we talked about so much and I didn't want to skip this week's episode, so I hope you guys would enjoy it regardless. So yeah, enjoy your guys' Tuesday. Yeah, it depends on how you look at it. I approach those types of things in the sense of like, if somebody says something stupid, I'll reply with like a GIF or like a video kind of mocking them, and I'll just leave it at that, and I'll take the moral victory. But if it's like, it depends on the situation, to be honest. It depends.
Well, it had to be a fucking kid. But
yeah.
I felt like I was getting them because I was like, oh, good one. You got me. And they're getting all butthurt.
Right.
And like the shit they were saying. And I was like, well, first of all, he started with, you wouldn't say that to my face. And it's like,
talking to the fucking guy who grew up in the fucking streets of Long Beach.
Yeah.
Who was squaring up with people at fucking parties and shit.
Yeah. Get fucking people pulling guns on me and shit. I'm like, yeah, I'm afraid of you, big dog. You know? And that's why I was like, oh, we got a Twitter tough guy.
Yeah.
And then I'm like talking shit to him. He was like, and then eventually he was like, I'm done with you. Just leave me alone. And I was like, oh, your feelings are hurt? And I kept on. Yeah. And then he was like, who's that in your picture? Your boyfriend? And it's me and you. So I'm like, oh my God. And I was like, oh, good one. You got me. You're such a good Twitter. I said something. And he was like, just leave me alone, you Mexican.
That's fucking funny. That is funny.
And then I started talking. I was like, oh, a racist a little bit there? Are you just mad because your mom and dad are brother and sister? And so eventually, going back and forth, he finally blocked me, so I can't say anything back to him or tweet back.
If it's like those fucking memes where it's like, tell me you're 14 without telling me you're 14.
Yeah, for real. I was like, oh.
Shut up, you Mexican.
Got him.
He didn't.
He
didn't even say fucking you wetback. You fucking beaner. He just said you fucking Mexican. Like,
I would have thought he was older, because usually the older racists say like, go back to your country or go back where you came from. That's usually the older fucking racist people. Just be called a Mexican, yeah, it's a kid.
Yeah, it's a fucking kid. There's no doubt in my mind. This dude's profile picture was Alexa Bliss. I'm like, yeah, this guy. He's got like 18 posters in his room that cover up his entire wall of just fucking Alexa Bliss. Like, this guy definitely beats his dingling to Alexa Bliss every night. Like, this guy's definitely fucking 12, 13.
And then I go on his page and it's like a WWE Alexa Bliss post. And the very next post, it's fucking hardcore porn. Like full on dick and vagina, like full on fucking porn.
This guy thinks he's ill, dude.
And then the next one, it's fucking something about Edge and wrestling, and I'm like, okay. And then the next one, full on fucking porn, chick taking a 9-inch dick down the throat, and you're like, what the fuck?
Riley Reid going at it. The Rated R Superstar's back.
Yeah, like, what? Fucking shit.
It's like the fucking contrast between this guy's tweets.
I think he got butthurt because I was like, based on your page, I could see what your react. Well, so I posted a thing about CAIN Vasquez, his the whole situation with him. Yeah. His bail got denied, and they said because he's a high risk. And I was like, okay, high risk, but yet they let the pedophile that was molesting little kids, over 100 little kids, got let out.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous.
But
Free
CAIN,
CAIN, bro.
But CAIN is fucking not being let out because he's high risk.
There's no second like view on this unless you're like a pacifist, which like I mean,
or a fucking pedophile yourself.
yeah, like it's either or. Like you're either just a pacifist who doesn't believe in violence and shit like that, which I guess I could understand. But you're Mexican, right? And you are just a fucking human being who cares about their family just in general. It's not even Mexican, but like just even more so being Mexican. Like we're all doing that. We're all gonna fucking shoot that motherfucker.
I would not have missed though.
No.
I wouldn't have stopped until I fucking made sure.
Yeah, for sure.
If I'm going all in, it's all in. You fuck with one of my kids, all bad.
Yeah,
all
like
fucking bad. Even dude, I know you don't like bringing it up like stuff with when you're going through a lot of your medical stuff.
Right.
In the hospital, I got kicked out of a hospital, and they didn't want to let me in. They told me I had to leave for the night, and I couldn't be back unless I calmed down. Because when they were in there, the doctor came in and he said something like really heartless. Like, I get it. Doctors are like dealing with sickness and bad shit all the time, so they become callous and they don't feel.
Right.
But I do. It's my kid.
Yeah.
And like he said something, and I was like, I said that. I'm like, I get it, but like, fucking have a fucking heart, man. Like I kind of went at him and they called security on me. They're like, Mr. Vasquez, you have to leave. If you promise you're gonna calm down, you'll be allowed back. Otherwise, you're not allowed back in the hospital. Mom was all mad at me and shit. But it was like, dude, that's my son.
Right.
And you're coming here talking all nonchalant, like it's no fucking big deal, and it's my kid that's going through it. I was so fucking pissed.
Yeah, like with words we're ready to scrap. Like imagine like that degree,
God.
like reading that. At first, I remember being like, "Fuck, CAIN, like what are you doing, bro?" Like I looked up to you, like fuck. And then when I found out why, I was like, "Fuck yeah, free this dude, get him out."
Yeah.
Like that man is a fucking. That's a good fucking father. That's a great father right there.
I couldn't imagine.
To not be like, oh, okay, let's go stab this guy. Like, let's go beat this guy up. To be like, I'm gonna fucking kill this dude.
Yep. I couldn't imagine. Not everybody thinks about the act and what happened, but try and put yourself in his shoes and imagine the pain, the fucking pain of seeing his daughter at home and knowing what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
Imagine the fucking pain.
Yeah. And then didn't the dude who did it get away?
He got charged and they let him go home.
Imagine that. Motherfucker was supposed to die. He missed. And now he's going to prison having to know that motherfucker's out and about.
Yep.
That's fucking trash, bro. That's trash.
With the potential to keep on doing it to other little kids.
I mean...
But CAIN's the high risk. That's fucking ridiculous.
No, it's actually crazy. It's actually crazy. And like... It's so illogical. I don't want to be this guy. I don't, because I know how annoying these types of people are, and I know like whenever I hear people say shit like this, it really pisses me off. But like it throws that question of like, is it because he's Mexican?
Yeah.
You know, like I hate those fucking people who are like, oh, it's because I'm this, or oh, it's because he's that. It's like, but seriously though, when it's that illogical and it doesn't make sense to that point. You can't help but think of like, well, what the fuck could it have been then? Why is he in prison and why is this dude free? What could it have been?
Yeah.
And then you just gotta think like, is it because he's fucking Mexican? Like, is it because he's a person of color that this motherfucker's having to take the brunt of the situation when he's just doing right by his family, and not only doing right by his family, but doing literally what everybody else would have done. You have people, thousands upon millions of people being like, I would have done the same shit.
Yeah. Everybody talks about it. And even the people that have never been in that situation, you always say you would.
Yeah.
But he actually lived it, and he fucking did it.
Which even makes him even fucking, like, doper. And it's like, all right, there's good and there's bad, but who's morally good, right? Like, morally, like, that is the only excuse you could have to kill somebody. I'm going to be honest. Like,
yeah.
There's a lot, you should not, nobody should kill another person. But there are reasons like that are good, like good, that morally make killing is acceptable to me. I know I sound fucking crazy saying that, but like molesting a child, bro, you warrant that.
Those are the counts that should warrant the death penalty in our government, but it's not. It's the fucking crazy murderers, like the hardcore murders, the ones where they had no remorse. We gotta fucking kill this guy.
Right.
But you'll molest a child over and over again. Nah, we'll just let him do a few years and we'll let him out. Like, no. Like, you're fucking sick. You're fucking sick in your head.
That trauma you leave in the family of the person you killed. Imagine all of that trauma combined, but into one fucking person. That girl's gonna have to carry that fucking baggage and those fucking despicable acts for the rest of her life.
And those usually are the ones that, like God forbid, and I don't want to say it, but like develop drug habits and do shit because it fucks them up so bad.
At the very least, just like almost crippling anxiety. Imagine her going out and trying to fucking be out in the world knowing that motherfucker is out and about just chilling. Eating a fucking hot dog somewhere. Like, this dude's a fucking freak. And she has to worry about the fact that he's there somewhere.
And one day, she's going to become an adult and try and have a relationship with her future husband.
Another thing,
and
too.
Just like, you know what I mean? Like, there's
it's
so much scars. And then CAIN that has to see that all the time, and his kid, the wife, the poor mom, you know.
It just gives me so much respect for CAIN, too, because it goes down to that thing you were talking about on the one where you're talking about fighting Jordan Farmer. Which it's funny, but like you're like, I want my fucking family to know that I ain't about that shit, that I'm not gonna let anybody hurt them. And you know that's the fucking mindset CAIN was in. He's like, I'm not gonna let this shit slide. I gotta kill this motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do you think CAIN Vasquez wants to kill somebody? Like, dude, he's a fucking, from what we've seen of him, from what he's said in interviews and out in the public.
Everybody that talks about him now, they're like, the sweetest fucking man you've ever met. Like, they just see the dude was a cage fighter. He fought in a cage. He's a fucking caveman. He's a fucking Neanderthal. He's a fucking Viking. Like, he's just fucking brutal. No, dude, that was what you do for a living. Football is a brutal fucking sport.
You're hitting people in the noggin, slamming them on their heads and shit.
Boxing is a brutal fucking sport.
Yeah.
It's just a sport. It doesn't say what the man is. You know what I mean? And you're right. I didn't even think of it like that. Like, the whole Jordan Farmer situation, like, I just seen mom and I was like, there's no way I'm going to let her feel disrespect and feel I don't have her back.
Right.
You know, and he just did the same thing with his kid. Like, when she grows old, and she's going to love her dad more, knowing, like, my dad just literally put his entire fucking life on the line because he was not going to let nobody hurt me or get away with hurting me.
And if CAIN gets out, like, soon, which I fucking hope he does, they better free CAIN. If he gets out, bro, like, which I hope is soon, like, she's going to live the rest of her life knowing that her fucking dad's ready to literally go to war for her. He fucking tried to kill somebody. That's the definition of ready to go to war. It's like having that in her back of her brain that's just going to make life so much easier for her, which I fucking hope CAIN gets out, dude. Because because it's one of those things where it's like, I mean, we don't have to I'll sound like a broken record, but it's just like, dude, motherfucker deserved it. Like, out of all things that would warrant a murder and a killing, fucking molesting and raping hundreds of kids.
And I've always been a fan of CAIN Velasquez. Dominic's middle name is after CAIN Velasquez. I literally named him after that man.
Yeah, and another thing is, too, this is going to be a fucking stupid example, but, like, didn't Freddy Krueger, like, molest kids and then they burnt him in a fire?
Yeah.
You don't see people being like, oh, I fucking feel bad for Freddy.
Yeah, that's true.
Motherfucker deserved that.
Yeah.
Just like this son of a bitch did.
It's like, did you see it? It's crazy because we're talking about this, but I want to say like 2 months ago, it was on the news. There's this dude that's in prison for life. He's doing life sentences. Like, he's never coming out. He's got like 14 life sentences. Like, if this motherfucker dies and comes back to life, he has to go straight to jail.
Damn.
Like, this motherfucker's doing life, and he accepts that shit. And now they're trying to give this fool the death penalty because they're like, you know what? Now we got to kill him because he's crazy. He's finding every pedophile in the prison, and he's killing them. And he's like, my life's over, but like, these guys actually deserve it.
Yeah.
Like, fuck these guys. Fuck pedophiles. He's going through the prison, and he's finding people that are pedophiles. And this is why, even in prison, the pedophiles get protective custody. They get their own cell separate from everybody else because nobody likes them because they're sick individuals that think it's okay, and the inmates try to kill them.
Good for them. I mean, like, all of them are fucking pieces of shit, obviously, for whatever they did to get in there in the first place, but, like, that wins over fucking whatever gods they believe in. Like, just going in there and just fucking killing the people that need to be killed. Like, these people, why are we protecting these people? Like, whatever laws or whatever people are allowing this to happen, like allowing these people to be protected, like they can't like I can't imagine they feel morally good, like they feel like they're doing a good deed when they're allowing these fucking assholes, these pedophiles,
sick fucking
that are
demented
just
individuals, dude.
Literally just as sick in the fucking brain as serial killers. I don't care what anybody fucking says. You are as mentally sick as a fucking serial killer psycho for that shit.
Yeah.
Like, you are on the same level of crazy as them. To fucking, like, be like, all right, we got to protect him. I can't imagine any of those cops are like, all right, cool, we'll protect him with our lives.
No, I'd fucking...
Fuck that.
I'd fucking do one of those things where
I'm
like...
passing one of the, in my, yeah.
I turn around and just like, hey, he's in there taking a shower.
I'd fucking pretend to drop my keys on accident to let a prisoner go in there and just fucking stab this dude in the neck. I don't give a fuck. I sound crazy saying that, but like, those are the types of people that deserve to die.
Like, they're gross, they're sick, and it's... I don't know. As a father, it pisses you off, man.
Sucks, man.
Like, it fucking sucks.
But on a lighter note, speaking of fatherhood, one thing that I was really excited for this past weekend was I'm somebody who's really big on Call of Duty esports.
Oh, fuck it. They're going to tell me you're going to have a kid. I was like, dude, this is the wrong fucking place to drop that on me, Xander.
Dad, so you know my girlfriend?
Yeah.
But speaking of fatherhood, I'm really big on Call of Duty esports. It's a competitive Call of Duty. It sounds corny as fuck to people who, are hearing that on surface level. But I've been trying really fucking hard to get people in this family to watch Call of Duty with me. It's one of the many esports, one of the many sports that I actually really fucking love and enjoy, and I've like spent as much time watching it and dissecting it more than fucking football, which says a lot. Like, I love football, I love baseball, and this is like the only other sport that's on par with those two. And I fucking love Call of Duty, and I've been trying to get people to watch it with me. And the only two people that I've gotten to pique interest in this was my brother Dom, my youngest brother Dom, and then my younger sister Lizzie. Those are the only two I've gotten to be interested in Call of Duty and actually watch it with me. So this past weekend was the Optic Texas? What the fuck am I saying? Optic Texas event in Texas, obviously. And it was their home event, and my team was the Los Angeles Thieves, and we were playing the losers bracket against FaZe, winner go home type deal. And I was like, oh my god, all my family are downstairs. And I fucking maneuvered my way to the TV to put it on the TV, and I actually got everybody to watch it with me, which was fucking sick. But I heard from you telling me off camera that you actually started to get into it a little bit.
A little bit, like to the point where, spoiler alert, we lost.
Yeah.
We got fucking reverse swept. But like, as you're explaining it to me while we're watching, and I was like, oh shit. And then you already know, because of your birthday, like, I'm a big fan of Kenny.
Yeah.
And so like watching and understanding the matches, like then I was like, oh shit. And then like getting first blood, and then, oh, we got a 3v2. Yeah. And then like you were saying it, and I was catching on, and I was starting to understand. And then when you were saying like the first two matches we might not do good, and then we won them, and I was like, oh shit, like I was getting into it.
Yeah.
And then we got fucking reverse swept. And one thing about me, when I like something, I'm 100% bought in.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm in.
Yeah.
So legit, I was pissed the rest of the night because we lost.
I was fucking sick to my stomach too.
Yeah, literally sick to your stomach. And then I even told you, like, thanks a lot, dick. Now you got me all into it. Now I'm fucking butthurt. I'm pissed. I'm like, fuck FaZe. Like, I have a team that I like even more now. I like them because of you and because of LA, fucking gang ties. So I'm like, with LA. Yeah. But then I'm like, starting to like them even more now. And then now I have not only my team, but I have my number one enemy now.
Yeah. Dude, so here's the thing with the Thieves. So for people who don't understand what you said about Kenny, so there's this star player of the Los Angeles Thieves. He's literally the franchise player. He'll play with the Thieves probably for the rest of his career. I'd like to hope. But his name's Kenny, and he made his debut season in World War II, which was like 4 years ago. And about 4 years ago, when it was his rookie season, I was a diehard fan of his. Like, I watched every single one of his games, and anytime I watched it, I would get my siblings to watch with me, and we'd get fucking hyped, right? Because Kenny was ill at that game. He won Rookie of the Year that year. He won MVP that year. Like, that was one of the best rookie performances, like one of the best rookie seasons that we've ever seen in Call of Duty. So I fucking loved Kenny. And since that, I've been like ride or die with Kenny. And the year following, he went and joined 100 Thieves, when the Call of Duty World League before it was franchised, and he fucking killed it there. And I was still a fan of Clayster, so I was sharing on like multiple teams at once. I didn't really have a set in stone team because when it comes to Call of Duty, at least back in the day, it used to be this thing where it was just like there would be new teams that would come and go, so it would kind of be hard to like be
pick
a fan of one team because like you didn't know if that team was going to be there next year or not. So I was just a fan of players for the most part, and it was Clayster and Kenny, and I fucking loved both of them, right? Kenny won multiple championships in World War II in his rookie season, and then won multiple championships in the next year following. And long story short, I just became the biggest Kenny fan. Like, he would wear this fucking vintage bandana on like the championship Sundays when he was ready to go, and he was just the fucking man, right? So, my fucking 18th birthday comes around, and my sister and somebody that I was like friends with at the time, they got all my friends to come send me gifts. But most importantly, they managed to get Clayster and Kenny to send gifts.
Mm-hmm.
And it fucking blew my mind. So Clayster sent a video, and I fucking almost broke down crying. But what made me fucking actually break down crying was Kenny, who had been contacted by somebody, like my sister or somebody, but Kenny had sent a used controller that he used in an actual tournament, signed, which I have over there. It's fucking prized possession right there. A signed one, a handwritten letter.
Yep.
Right? Wishing me happy birthday. And, like, it made me just, like, I was fucking shocked, dude. And I remember, like, what made it even more crazy was just seeing how you and my mom cried, because you guys knew how crazy that was to me. Like, it's hard to explain, like, how much that means to me. Like, what would that be your equivalent, you think? Like,
I don't think I have one.
A signed fucking Woodson jersey, maybe?
It wouldn't be the same.
You think?
No, I think that yours was more important because I've always been a Raider fan, but like, I don't know, it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah.
I don't have anybody that I've ever liked that.
Like from the beginning, get go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's fair. Like, it was just one of those things where it was fucking nuts, dude. And then he followed me on Twitter right after, and I DM'd him, and I was like, hey, man, like, this was probably one of the coolest things that's ever happened to me. Like, thank you. Like, you're the fucking GOAT. And he was like, hey, man, like, I know you were, like, struggling with mental health shit. Like, if you need anybody to talk to, I got you, man. Like, just reach out. And I was just like, fuck yeah, dude. And it made me even more ride or die. I'm like, I don't care where fucking Kenny goes. Like, I will ride or die for that motherfucker. Like, anywhere Kenny plays, I will cheer that fucker on. So,
that moment made me like a diehard Kenny fan.
Yeah, you're just
like I love Kenny Cuevo, man. Like, he's
just
the shit.
Fucking GOAT, dude. And shout outs to his girlfriend too, who was also helped him with that. It's just the fucking sweetest human beings. And I always love fucking watching Kenny play because his mom would come to every tournament and watch every single game, and you just see her in the crowd like holding up signs and shit. Like, just the coolest, most down to earth family. And I just love that guy to death. And you know, it's tough that we lost. It sucks, but like, we have a championship ceiling because we lost a phase in a reverse sweep. But the fact that we got 2 maps on phase and we're 1 map away from closing it out, like, phase went on to get second in the tournament.
Oh, did they?
They did. They almost won the event.
Who beat them?
Optic.
Yeah.
So, like, that team is regarded as the next Call of Duty dynasty. And for those who don't know what a dynasty is, it's like, dynasties are like winning organizations. Like, so an Optic dynasty, like Scump, Formal, Cream, and Karma, they were a team for like 4 years, and they were considered a dynasty because they won for most of those years. Like, FaZe, it's Arcity, Celium, Abizi, and Simp. And
I fucking hate Arcity.
They've been together for like 2-3 years, and they've been winning consistently. So they're like the next Call of Duty dynasty, and the fact that we almost sent them home that event is fucking nuts. So regardless, I'm proud of what they were able to pull off. And I think it goes to show we have a championship ceiling.
Well, before we started watching it, though, you had told me how, like, they're cocky and, like, they like to shoot the body after and shit like that. And then watching them play, and then when they start getting wins, just their whole demeanor was cocky. And then, like, when we would win, like, we were like, hey, yeah, dabbing each other up, like, team. You know, Kenny was reaching out. What was the other guy?
The one who sits next to Kenny all the time is
Draza, and then he was to the right.
Right, and then Octane's far off to the left, and on the right side was
Draza was the one getting up a lot. And I was like, hell yeah, that's a team environment. But then those guys in FaZe, they'd win, they're just like...
Yeah,
and you're just like, motherfuckers,
yeah,
dude.
Cocky as fuck.
But I get it because that's part of their persona. But because I already am an LA Thieves fan, I was just like, motherfuckers, man. I hope they fucking...
FaZe is... They, like, Simp had... One of their star players, Simp, had just been, like, saying some really cocky shit at the beginning of this year. Everybody was like, damn, like, this guy's getting full of himself because he won MVP last year, won MVP the year before that. Like, he's a fucking stud, and he's regarded as one of the greats of all time just in the few years that he's been playing. And so he came out this year just with, like, the biggest ego and cockiness, and so anytime he fucking plays, you're just like, fuck this guy. Like,
yeah.
Fuck him, you know? So, but yeah, so the LA Thieves roster, it's Kenny, it's Draza, Envoy, and Octane. And, you know, it was really exciting to get him to start watching it.
I don't know about you, but you know what's weird for my personality is, like, I like how LA Thieves are a team, family, and I hate that those motherfuckers are cocky.
Right.
But when I'm playing or I'm in something, I'm quick to be like, fuck you, motherfucker. You know, like, it's weird that I cheer on for the team environment, but I'm kind of cocky like the FaZe. I don't know. It's weird. I was just thinking about that.
It's kind of like the same thing with the Raiders. You know, like, the Thieves are the bad boys. They really are. Like, they're like the bad boys. People come out and boo them all the time. Kenny's, like, the guy, like, who shushes crowds and shit. Like, he has pictures where he's, like, shushing the crowd because the crowd had been talking shit to him all event and shit. And so, like, we're the bad boys. Like, we are, like, the bad boys. And so we're kind of like the Raiders of the Call of Duty League, like, this team. And it's, like, the same thing with the Raiders. It's like, oh, fuck the Cowboys. But as soon as Cowboys fans say anything, it's like, man, fuck those Cowboys.
Yeah.
Those fucking cowgirl-ass pussies. You know, it's the same shit.
Yeah.
So, but it's crazy because Thieves have a fucking cool story, too. Because the owner is this guy named Nadeshot. And he was famous playing for Optic. So way back in the day, like almost a decade ago, Optic Gaming had a roster, and I forget who it was. It was like Merc, Scump, TP, I think, and then there was a fourth, right? That roster changed a lot, but at some point there was this like new and up and coming star like player, like he was really good at Call of Duty, and his name was Nadeshot. And people were, like, suspicious of him. Like, Optic fans were, like, skeptical. They're like, this guy's a fucking YouTube star. Like, he makes Call of Duty videos where he's just shitting on, like, noobs. Like, this guy doesn't have what it takes to compete at the highest level. So they were kind of, like, skeptical of him. But he went out and joined Optic and shushed crowds. He went and won, like, multiple championships. And he was just one of their fucking, like, aces, like, for Optic for many years. At some point, he hung up the controller, and so to speak. He stopped playing. And he was like, listen, I'm benching myself and I'm done. I'm going to go move on to other things. After he got benched, funnily enough, he got replaced by, I think, Karma. And that ended up forming the Optic dynasty that went to win for like 4 years and become the greatest roster that's ever lived. So it's kind of funny how that played out. But anyways, he stopped playing for Optic and he was such a star for Optic. At some point, like in 2018, 2017, he was like, I want to make my own organization to compete against Optic. He was like, I want to slay the guys that I helped make. Like, I want to fucking beat the guys that I helped make. So then out comes 100 Thieves. And he's like, all right, so we have this new organization. I'm getting people to come fund it with me. And I'm getting all of these different buyers and shit. And so pretty much he made it like a world-renowned, like famous organization in just 4 years. Just off of his popularity of helping make Optic, right? And how being a competitor in Call of Duty for as long as he did. But I just think that's the illest story. He goes and helps make Optic what it is today, won multiple championships. Then he leaves and he's like, you know what? I'm going to fucking crush that team.
Makes you wonder if there was some kind of drama that would make him want to crush him.
I don't know. I know he loves Hex and he always like shows up on Optic videos and stuff all the time, but it must be like little for fun's thing, you know? Like, imagine you made a Call of Duty team and then I just came and was like, you know what? I want to make a team just to shit on my dad a little bit. Just for some competition, just some friendly competition.
Hey, you don't say that. You don't say that.
It's like I know he's on good terms with all of those guys, but it's kind of fucking ill that he's like, you know what? I want to make my own team and I want them to be the best.
Yeah.
And then out comes fucking 100 Thieves, and now they are where they are. But you know, so it was really cool to get you to get into them.
I was just telling you too before this that it's funny because people that know me know that I don't wear many colors. It's black, white, gray, or blue.
Right.
That's it. Only colors I wear. With everything. Your mom hates it. Like, that's all I wear. The only blue jeans, for the most part, is the only blue I wear. Other than that, it's black, gray, or white. Yeah. I don't wear anything else. And I was like, this might be the first fucking time that I start wearing red. Because LA Thieves are black and red.
Yeah.
And I tried to buy a hoodie the other day. Like I was telling you, and your mom was giving me shit because I didn't buy you one with me.
Like,
so I didn't buy it, but I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah, you better buy it.
I'm gonna buy that shit.
I don't give a shit.
And I'll sport a black and red hat that says LA on it. Like, I'm pretty fucking pumped for it, man.
Their logo's ill.
And I almost feel like because you don't see me in those colors, it's gonna stand out more. Like, what the fuck? You never see Eric in that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm pumped about that
Kenny,
too.
you did this shit, man.
Yeah, fucking shout out to Kenny.
The GOAT, dude. So, yeah, that was pretty cool. I'm looking forward to seeing how the rest of the season goes because I know it sucks that we lost the first event, but everybody says that these events leading up to the big one are just like practice for the World Championship. Like, the World Championship is what matters the most. Like, that's what's going to stand out on your resume.
It's kind of like what UCLA basketball. Like, you have these big matches and these small tournaments and stuff, and everybody's like, oh, shit. But it all goes down to your seeding in the final bracket of the NCAA championships. Yeah. Like, with UCLA last year, with Johnny Juzang and all them, like, we were fucking seeded 11, like, not even favored to go that deep. Made it to the Final Four.
Yeah, average.
You know, and that's where it fucking happens.
Yeah, that's where it
matters.
That's the same shit with Call of Duty. It's like, okay, you could win these events, and, like, that'll be added to your resume. You'll be like, those are good. Like, you want those events. Like, those are, like, really fun to win.
Yeah.
But, like, your whole year is just going to have a nasty feeling if you don't win that World Championship. You know, it's like, it's Call of Duty's different, man, because it's not like anything else in the world. It's like, imagine Call of Duty was, like, an NFL season. There's 5 games. Instead, there's 5 games, and then there's the playoffs, and then there's the Super Bowl. That's an event for Call of Duty. But imagine there was a super mega Super Bowl at the end of the year.
Yeah.
That's what the World Championship is for Call of Duty. Like, there's these mini events. There's these events that are for lots of money, that give you trophies and get you, like, big fucking, like, it's really a big deal to win these, right? And then there's one that's just, like, it doesn't matter if you lose the rest of the year. If you win this one, you're fucking godly. Like, your team's the best in the world. It doesn't matter if you guys lost every single event up until this point. So it's crazy. So I
think it's also interesting that sorry, I have an itch in my throat or my nose. I don't want to sneeze. That like I'll be honest. Like, I was thinking, like, I couldn't get into it because I was like, that's something you enjoy playing. Mm-hmm. Like, how can you watch something? Like, why don't you just play it? Mm-hmm. You know, I never got it. And that's why I never, like, gave myself the chance to really get into it. And that night, I was just like, all right, you know, we're down here. I'm going to watch. And as you were explaining, I was like, oh, okay. And then I stood quiet. I really didn't say much to you.
Yeah.
I was just listening as you were explaining it to Mom and your brothers and your sisters. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I remember there was a few times where I was just absorbing what you were saying. And I'm like, okay, I know what's going on now. And then you weren't paying attention because you were, like, explaining something to Mom or something and you weren't looking. And I was like, oh, shit, we got first blood. It's a 4v2. Yeah. And then you turn around like, oh, shit. And then you get into it and I think, hell yeah, I said it right.
Yeah.
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So then it made me get even more into it. And then I was watching it and I was, like, seeing how, like, it was like in a one-on-one shot and he's getting the shots off and I'm like, fuck, you gotta win that.
Yeah.
And then you would, like, say later on, you see something, you're like, God, you gotta win that. I'm like, okay, I'm getting the lingo. Yeah. I'm understanding now. So then it kind of excited me.
Yeah.
You know?
That argument gets brought up a lot when I talk about esports, like, just in general with, like, older audiences or just people that aren't, like, that don't know that shit. And it's like, to me, it's like, all right, well, you could say the same thing for football. Why not just go out and throw a football? Where it's like, these guys are the best at it. Like, that's the difference. Is like, yeah, I could go play Call of Duty. I could get on and play. And, like, Mom was telling me, like, this is, like, a standpoint Mom was at some point. She's like, why don't you just play? Like, aren't you good? I'm like, no, these guys are fucking 10 times better than me. Like, I couldn't compete with these guys, right? Like, just look at the way they're moving, look at the way they're shooting, look at the strategy and the intelligence that they have. Like, it's the idiosyncrasies in Call of Duty are a lot larger and a lot more complicated than people think. Like, I remember when my mom realized for the first time that Call of Duty was more than just shooting your gun.
Yeah.
She was like, damn, there's actual strategies to this shit. Like, these teams have to work together to win this shit.
Yeah.
Like, the kills
communication
matter, the positioning matters, the communication matters. Like, there's a lot of strategy to it. And I fucking believe this full-heartedly. The mental it takes in the NFL is not as strong as it is in Call of Duty or in esports. It takes more mental in esports than it does in, like, these other NFL sports. Because in NFL sports, you could get away with just being athletic.
What are those things called? It's not reaction time. It's something like hand-eye coordination or something. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, it's it's super fucking intense.
Yeah.
For
these guys
this.
are fucking fast, bro.
Yeah.
These are the best of the best. These are the greatest Call of Duty players in the entire world right now. Like, on the grandest stage. Like, there isn't the best Call of Duty player in the world that isn't on that stage competing. Like, so that's what it was. And so, when I'm watching it, I thought it would be harder to describe it to you guys, and I think the reason why I was never able to successfully get you guys to watch it is because I was trying to describe it to you without you guys watching. I was trying to sell it to you guys when all I had to do was just show it.
Well, you know what's crazy is for me, what helped me understand, because you tried before, even while watching it, what helped me this time, is because you weren't talking to me.
Yeah.
You were talking to Mom, Lizzie, and their questions, and I just got a chance to listen.
Yeah.
You know, I think when you're talking to me, you get excited and you go quick.
Got it.
You know, and with them, like with Mom, you had to repeat yourself like 4 or 5 times on the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, so now I was like, okay, I got it after the second one. I'm like, all right, I got it. Like, I'm ready for the next topic, you know?
Right.
But with me, you just rattled off like 20 different things. And I'm like, fuck, I don't know what the fuck's going on. And but with Mom, you had to repeat and slow it down. So I literally was just sitting there and I was watching and I was just listening like, oh, okay.
Right.
I see what he's saying. Oh, shit, I just seen what he's saying right now on there. I was listening.
I remember when I had the voice, like, he's getting it, is when you were like, we got the first blood. And I was like, fuck yeah, he's getting it. Like,
yeah.
I was like, these first bloods matter, Dad. Like, these first bloods matter because we have a life advantage now. So now they have to work from the back foot. And you're like, okay. We're like, okay, see? Like, we're getting into it now.
You know what I also liked about it, too? Is like, I know it's totally different, but in Fortnite, I always feel like, man, there should be a better way to use grenades.
Yeah.
And they fucking, in this match, were capitalizing the fuck out of their grenades.
Yeah.
It was nuts. And I was learning that it matters if you do it right and you do it together with your team. If you're just fucking chucking them yourself, randomly, you're just fucking chucking them.
Yeah,
but when you're
strategies,
synchronized and you're talking about it, like, dude, they were taking 2-3 dudes out on one shot with grenades, and you're like, oh, fuck, we got a 4v1 now because of a quick grenade shot that was synchronized and smart and planned out.
There's spots on the map where you could go there and look up, and it'll go into another spot on the map. These guys learn that shit. So I guarantee you, like, in that round 11 against FaZe, you remember in Tuscan, it was round 11, and it was, like, winner wins the map. Like, it was literally the final round. And Envoy 3-1 up, and he got it perfectly on top heaven and got 2 kills with it. And we were like, oh!
Yeah.
We were all fucking hyped about it. Like, I guarantee you one of them called that out. Like, everybody throw their nades top heaven. And then 2 of them connected and got those kills top. And you're just like, fuck yeah. Like, there's actual strategies to it.
Yeah.
And what's also big, too, which next time you watch is really important, is flash grenades. Because if you throw a flash grenade in the point, they can't see. So then you could just go in there and just fucking get a free kill because they're flashed. You know what I mean? So there's all these different equipments and shits that you could use and all these different spots and strategies. Like, Call of Duty is like, it's not just like run around and get a kill. It's not like something that you could get on and play. Like, on this level, it's far more than that.
It's very condensed.
Right.
There are no hiding. There are no waiting. Like, you're right there. You're in a fucking fight. From the very beginning, you know?
Yep, and what makes it even more entertaining to watch, too, is knowing that the winner of this event is winning $200,000.
Yeah.
Like, having that external, like, damn, these are the best teams in the world playing, and they get to win a shit ton of fucking money, right? Like, some fucking money that like, a lot of people cannot make in a year, but they're getting to make all this money just playing Call of Duty. Like, they're about to make some fucking bank if they win this event. Like, having that external thing, that external prize on top of all of it.
What I thought was funny, too, is how your mom just, like, wasn't grasping some of the shit. Mm-hmm. Like, when FaZe Clan shot his own guy.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't get that. I don't understand. And I was like, finally had to be like, you know, like in Fortnite, when you throw the fucking fire when I'm in the middle of a fight and you start killing me? Yeah, it's the same fucking thing.
Yeah, so she wasn't understanding because in one of the rounds, I think it was Abizi who was shooting at Envoy, I think. And Envoy and Abizi were in a fight, and then Abizi's teammate Celium walked in front of him while he was shooting, and so Abizi accidentally killed his teammate.
Yeah.
So I was like, how is that? What's so hard to understand that he accidentally killed his teammate?
Yeah, she was like, you could do that? And I'm like, you do that shit all the time in fucking Fortnite when you're throwing... We'll be in a fucking one-on-one fight in a fucking build, and she lights it on fire, and I'm like, I'm in here!
Yeah, I was
like... fucking died!
I was like, yeah, you could do it in the Pro League, and it took her 4 times, and I was like, wait, like, how are you not grasping this right now? She fucking could kill his teammate. If you shoot at your teammate, you could kill him. I don't know what you're trying to say. And she was like, "Oh, I thought you were saying he did it on purpose." I was like, "Why would he kill his teammate on purpose, Mom?"
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? I had an idea.
Okay.
Right? And all I know for sure is that it marks the return of this guy. It marks the return of this little boy right here. Because we still have some that we haven't done yet. So for those who don't know, or who are new listeners, in season 1, my dad introduced the little oval
egg? I don't know.
movie topic generator thing, and me and my dad put had to have been 15, 20 different fake title names in this thing. And then what we ended up doing was we would draw one out and we would try to make a story for it.
Yeah.
Right? And then I think for some of them we even casted them. But so help me try to make this idea on the spot. I want to kind of do that, but on a more structured style. So what I was thinking is this is not going to work. Because I thought about it afterwards because it was kind of be hard. But my idea was for us to preemptively say a genre. So to preemptively choose a genre, choose a main cast member, and then choose the star actor, and then the supporting actor, and then draw one, and then try to make a movie with that star actor and that backup actor with that genre.
Okay, what if I pick the genre and the actors to try and make it as difficult as possible for you, and then you have to do it, and you reverse to me.
Perfect. I love that idea. All right. Who wants to go first?
So I'll go first. It's crime drama.
Crime drama.
Serious crime drama.
Like mystery? Murder mystery? Crime
Murder mystery.
Gotcha.
Serious. No comedy, nothing. Serious crime drama. Main actor, Danny DeVito.
Oh, shit.
Okay. And the second co-actor, Seth Rogen.
Oh, shit. Okay, so the goal is to try to make something good out of this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The title of this movie, crime drama starring Danny DeVito and Seth Rogen. What the hell?
You can do it.
I know, dude. This is the hardest part, is trying to open this shit up, apparently. Alright. Wallet. Okay, Wallet, starring Danny DeVito and Seth Rogen.
Crime drama.
This is a movie about Danny DeVito's character. He receives a package, and in that package is a wallet that contains $100 and pictures of his dead daughter. So then, what he does is he brings this wallet over to Seth Rogen, his next door neighbor / best friend, childhood best friend, right? I'm just saying this off the dome. I'm not putting thought to any of this at all, if you haven't noticed.
Even though they're 25 years apart, but they're best friends, childhood best friends.
Not childhood best friends. They're just, they're good friends. They're good friends. And he brings
typical
it to
good
Seth
neighbors.
Rogen because Seth Rogen is a retired detective, and DeVito is coming to him with this wallet with all these pictures inside of it. And he's like, "Hey, man, there's pictures of my dead daughter on this shit, and it's telling me, it's blackmailing me, saying that if I go to the police, my other daughter is next. Right? So I need you to help me deduct this case and solve this case. Right? So then we get extra characters. We get, other external characters as witnesses, people that have witnessed this murder. But that's the plot of the movie.
Wah, wah, wah.
I did the best that I could.
That's
out of 10, what would you say?
That's a 23 out of 100 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Fuck, dude. I gave it my all. Sorry, Seth. I tried to sell this movie to you, dude, but it didn't work out.
So
hard one.
So I would have done was Danny DeVito, right?
Right.
This guy's been bullied his whole life.
Oh shit. Okay.
Always bullied, so he's depressed, he's sad, and he's an older guy. Never married, never kids, because he's just never had that, right?
Right.
Finally decides, like, you know what? There's nothing left. He lived with his mom his whole life.
Right.
Mom finally dies from old age because DeVito's an older cat. And he realizes, taking care of my mom, the only woman that ever loved me, there's nothing left for me in this world.
Mm.
So he decides that he wants to commit suicide.
Mm.
This happens in San Francisco.
Right.
He goes to the San Francisco Bridge.
Right.
To jump off.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And he's sitting there about to jump off. And he's crying and about to jump off. Something cracks him on top of the head.
Damn.
And it's a wallet.
Oh, shit.
And it lands next to him. And he's like, what the fuck is that?
Right.
And he opens it.
Uh-huh.
Right? And something just comes upon him and he's just like, I have to take this wallet back. Right. Why would it fall and hit me? Mm. Right? So, he goes to take the wallet back to the person because their ID's in there with their address. Mm-hmm. When he gets to that house, comes to find out the person in there is like, it's Seth Rogen. Mm-hmm. And he's like, hey, I found this wallet. This is the address. And Seth Rogen's like, where'd you get that? And he's like, he didn't want to tell him, right? So he's just kind of like, I found it.
Right.
The person's wallet he was trying to return is Seth Rogen's dad, who was murdered.
Oh, shit.
So it's a murder mystery. And Seth Rogen's like, why do you have my dad's wallet? So now Seth Rogen's a little fucking suspect about it.
Right.
But Danny DeVito's trying to help him, but Rogen's not 100% bought in that he's a good dude because he came up on his dad's wallet. So it's them figuring it out. The big plot twist at the end is the murderer actually stole the dad's wallet and was running away, and he actually fell out of his pocket and hit DeVito on the way down.
Damn.
What do you think?
It's a pretty good movie. Yeah.
You could add some more context to it as you go, but that's just like, that'd probably be like the trailer.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Where you're trying to figure out what the fuck.
Right. That's a good movie.
All right, so
I would say that's like a good 60-70 on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, it's like one of those movies that, like, it's like one of those what's a good example? It's like one of those movies where, like, you watch it one time and you never watch it again, but you're like, oh, it was a good movie.
It was a good movie, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
You know, it's like, it's not super fucking, like, you know. Because with that, it's kind of, like, hard, you know? Because, like...
It's sad, and it's like...
Yeah, no, but, like, with actors like that, with that kind of plot, like, I feel like with those plots, like, really good actors carry those movies further. You know what I mean? It's hard for, like... It's hard to just imagine Danny DeVito and Seth Rogen, like, being... I can imagine Seth Rogen. Because I've seen him in stuff recently where I'm like, okay, he could act. Right?
And I feel like you could... That's why I put Danny DeVito as, like, always bullied, because the dude is awkward.
Yeah.
He's little as fuck.
Right.
He's a little pudgy, looks like an egg.
Right.
You know? So, like, I could see him being fucked with, never having a girl or something like that, you know?
Yeah, it's a good plot. It's a good plot. So, you're dealing with a movie. That's a sci-fi.
Okay.
Starring Keegan-Michael Key.
Okay.
Do you know who Keegan-Michael Key is? Okay. Starring Keegan-Michael Key. It's a sci-fi film starring Keegan-Michael Key with Anna Kendrick.
Okay. From the singing one.
Pitch Perfect, yeah.
Okay. Sci-fi?
Sci-fi, yeah.
Science fiction, alright.
There's no extra rules as far as if it's comedy or not.
Flare.
Ooh, that's a good title for
a sci-fi.
A sci-fi, yeah.
Alright, so Anna Kendrick is an astronaut.
Got it.
Alright. She is and Keegan-Michael Key is too.
Okay. They're both astronauts.
They're both astronauts. Keegan-Michael Key's an American astronaut. Anna Kendrick is a Russian one because she's white as fuck.
Okay.
And they're in space, and the world is because the ozone layer is all fucked up. Mm. The world's dying, so they're trying to find life outside of Earth.
Okay.
And out of one of the space stations, they see a flare going across.
Okay.
And they both say, how is that possible? Flares react with oxygen, wind, which is not existent in space.
Okay.
So they go out to explore it because they're thinking like, oh, we might have found somewhere where there's a chance at life living outside of Earth because of the ozone issues and the fucking toxicity of Earth.
Right.
And they go explore it just to find that it was thrown out by an alien life form, just trying to draw them in because they knew that they were desperate.
Damn, so it's like a horror film.
Yeah.
A horror science
fiction horror.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Keegan-Michael Key in some shit like that.
Yeah, because I feel like he could play a comedic astronaut where it's still like kind of funny in there.
Right.
And then Andrew Kendrick just with the Russian accent, because Russians are pretty big in space shit too.
Right.
And then they're trying to interact. The whole world's coming together trying to fix shit.
Right. You know what that reminded me of? What's that one movie? Like, it's an alien type thing, and it's like, I remember it being gruesome as fuck. The aliens looked scary as shit in him. Fuck, how do I describe this? I'm trying to remember some of the plots in this movie. We used to watch it on DVD all the time. There's a fucking black actor that's in it that was, like, pretty popular. It's a very 2000s movie. Like, the quality is very... It's like that movie Doom.
Like the remake with The Rock?
With The Rock, yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of has that vibe.
Like Resident Evil?
No.
It's not Starship Troopers, is it?
It could be.
I love Starship Troopers.
No. The aliens look kind of like orcs. I think, from what I remember.
Fuck, I feel like I should know this.
It's something that me and you used to watch all the fucking time. I'm going to remember it when it's all said and done. It's going to piss me off.
In the middle of the night, when it doesn't matter.
There's these fucking Americans. I think they go to Mars. I think that's where it's at. It's at Mars. And there's like these fucking orc-looking aliens there. And they have like guns and shit.
Was it with Ice Cube, Ghost of Mars?
Yes.
That movie's badass,
yes,
dude.
That's the one. That's the one. It does have Ice Cube in it.
Ghost of Mars is a great movie. I like that movie.
I gotta fucking look that up now because I just fucking remembered it. What was that other one with Dan Aykroyd? It's not an alien movie. It's completely unrelated. But there was another movie that I just reminisced on recently. It's that
Nothing But Trouble?
Nothing But Trouble. I gotta
Tupac
watch that
as
shit
well.
too.
I love that one too. It used to freak me out as a kid.
Oh my god. I was just about to say that
the little
movie
penis
scarred
nose.
me as a kid.
He had the penis nose and he's eating the hot dog. He's like...
Oh my god. That movie used to fucking freak me
Bobo and Little Devil?
Oh, those fuckers too, dude.
Arguing and shit.
You're
fat because you eat too much cereal.
Dude, that movie, when I tell you that I would have nightmares of being thrown into that place, it didn't scare me.
So did I.
You would have...
Yeah.
Yep. I would have
just because you're like trapped in there and you can't get out and it's just like the most odd... craziest shit ever, and you're like, what the fuck?
And you're trying to run away and trying to escape and shit, but they just keep capturing you.
Yep, John Candy.
That movie feels like a Resident Evil game.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like the plot of a horror video.
I love that movie. Chevy Chase, Demi Moore.
I gotta watch that shit again.
Nothing But Trouble, dude.
That movie...
We gotta get the boys to watch it with us.
Oh, that would fuck them up.
They'd like it. Derek's watching it in Halloween now.
I don't know. That one fucked me up. Like, because I remember that was one of the few movies
That's even more so we gotta let them watch it.
We're not telling... I'm gonna tell Mom, like, oh, it was a good movie.
Yeah.
It was a good one. No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. But I'm like, yo, this movie scarred me as a kid. That movie did, though. It was one of those things where it's like, it wasn't scary, but it was fucking creepy.
We like to put ourselves in situations of movies we watch.
Right.
And I think that's why it fucked us up.
Yeah.
We're like, man, if I was in that situation, that would fucking suck. There's trapdoors everywhere.
Yeah.
These people are weird as fuck. And then they think they
fucking scary.
They think they get away and they bring the cops back just to find out the cops work for him, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm stuck here again, like it's just like an ultimate nightmare.
Was the main guy Dan Aykroyd?
Yeah.
Dude, like you said, like you doing that whole thing just got fucking brought back Vietnam flashbacks for me, dude. So I remember that scene
where he's with the light on.
That scene where he's at the table used to freak me the fuck out. I used to just be like, fuck, I hate this movie, but I was like so into it, so I just couldn't stop.
Wasn't that fucking dinner table the shit though?
It was.
He popped up the little train with all the little condiments on there, and they're like trying to grab shit.
He was freaky as fuck though. He was freaky looking, dude.
Yeah.
And he was fucking gross as shit. Didn't he like try to like touch the girl or some shit? You're just like, what the fuck? Like, don't get away from me, you weirdo.
I don't remember.
Creepy, but anyways, that other one with the Ice Cube, I didn't want to sound stupid and say that I feel like I had the Ice Cube in it.
Yeah, Ghost of Mars.
But I remember, yeah, it does. Dude,
it's like they break into a cave and like this fucking ghost shit inhabits the bodies of the cave workers on Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like the shitty part is if you kill it, it comes out of that body and goes into a new one, so you really can't kill them.
Damn.
You know, so like
I don't remember much of the plots of that movie. I only just remember like the setting.
Yeah, it was fucking dope.
Like, the guns and Ice Cube being in it and shit. Yeah. I gotta watch that movie again.
That's a good one.
That's a fire one.
I love when I remember movies I haven't seen in a long time. And I'm like, oh yeah, because I haven't thought about that shit in a long time.
Yeah. You know what gave me that recently? That it's not an older movie, but it's older for me, like for my lifespan. Warrior. I got one of those with Warrior. I was like, oh my god, what was that movie called? With the two guys, the brothers in the UFC. Warrior, that's what it was. And I looked it up and I watched it and I was like, this movie's fucking fire.
Had Kurt Angle as a Russian.
Dude, that movie, one of the all-time greatest like MMA movies ever, dude. In my opinion. Like, that movie was just
There's not many.
Dope. Yeah.
Not many, but that was a great one. Yeah, it's a good one. Great storyline with it and everything, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just one of those things.
Sad with the whole dad situation.
Great storytelling with Tom Hardy's character and his growth in this throughout the movie, and fucking fire.
Nick Nolte as the dad, former alcoholic, and
yeah, fucking fire. Anyways,
yeah. Can we do a point break real quick?
Go for it. I gotta take a piss real quick. Sorry. This we will use to play the sponsor of this podcast.
Anthony Vasquez here, founder of Big Hog Performance and new sponsor of Stuck in the Elevator podcast. If I'm not on the field at West LA College coaching football, you could find me training the next generation of athletes soon up at the park nearest you. No matter the sport, football, basketball, baseball, softball, whatever it is, agility or all-around fitness, you follow me at Big Hog Performance on IG, and you can find me on Facebook as well. Thank you for listening to Stuck in the Elevator podcast. It's easy to be good, hard to be great, so let's be great. See you guys soon.
All right.
So we're back.
Good thing. So there might be some before issues.
Yeah, my audio didn't pick up after we stopped. After we started talking about CAIN Vasquez and when I was introducing the part where we talk about the thieves, throughout all of that up until now, my audio just didn't pick up. So to close out the episode, you get my voice, but star actor, supporting actor, and genre.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with. Don't look. A romantic movie.
Okay.
Like sexual romantic, like 50 Shades of Grey style.
Okay.
And it's Steve Buscemi.
Oh, what the fuck?
And fucking Ugly Duckling, bro. Rosie O'Donnell.
The fuck is Rosie O'Donnell?
She's a big chick. Okay,
if you could show me a picture of Rosie O'Donnell, I could fucking pull it out.
Let's see. I'm just being a dick. No, I'm being a dick. I'm trying to fucking make it hard for you. So, I don't want to do that. I don't want to get fucking canceled in our fucking season 2. So let's go, sexual romantic movie, right?
Right.
With Jordan Peele.
Okay.
And Chloe Kravitz.
Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah.
Okay. The title of the movie is called, don't flag me on this one, no pun intended. You would not believe the fucking title of this movie.
Is it one I wrote or you wrote?
I wrote. The Cochinos.
Is it racist that it's a Spanish word with 2 black actors?
Translates to, I don't remember what it translates.
Like cochino, like you fucking nasty ass, you fucking pervert type. Like,
okay.
How you use it, like.
Okay. This is a movie about.
It made it hard for you anyways.
The Jordan Peele fan base. Jordan Peele's playing himself in this movie. It's about the Jordan Peele fan base, and they're like, "Hey Jordan, you just keep making the same movies, dude. Like your movies suck. Like, they're like this is the era of like sex, dude. Like let's get something fucking like let's get something. You have no sex scenes in any of your movies. Like let's give us something like, you know, this generation attracts like." No, let's do that. Not his fans. Like his fans are saying, "Oh, they're not buying his movies tickets to go see his movies, right?" So one of his managers is like, "Hey man, like kids nowadays they're into sex, right? You know, this is all they want. Like, you know, the porn ratings are fucking skyrocketing. Like like Euphoria's killing it. Like movies without sex are just not the way to go anymore. Like you need to have some fucking sex. So then Jordan says like, yeah, but like, where there's no storytelling in that. They're like, just make a fucking movie that is nothing but sex and we'll get fucking tickets, all right? And then you can make whatever movies you want. So then Jordan has to go and write a movie revolving around porn. So he's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna make a Boogie Nights remake, right? So then he's looking and nobody wants to star in this movie because it's like hardcore sex beginning to end. So then he gets a famous porn star to act in it, played by Zoe Kravitz, right? I'm really trying here, Dad.
I'm trying to listen.
Right? And so it's about this movie where Jordan Peele gets his sexual enlightening from Zoe Kravitz, and he finds the art of sex through Zoe Kravitz in this movie that they're trying to make. It's the best I can do right now, to be honest.
Okay, how about Jordan Peele is Dominican because Dominicans look black, right? So you gotta mix it in with the cochinos. You have to put the Spanish in there, right?
Okay.
He's Dominican.
Right.
And he's a fucking drug lord in the Dominican Republic.
Okay.
This guy's rich off his fucking ass.
Right.
Slanging drugs left and right. Gets any bitches he wants.
Right.
And he's in a small town passing through. And he sees this chick that very plain but very beautiful. Not a lot of makeup, just great body, very pretty face. Doesn't need a lot of makeup.
Right.
And he becomes intrigued and he's like, I'm the fucking king of the drug kingpin here.
Right.
I want her. But she wants nothing to do with him.
Okay.
And he has morals, so he's not going to just like rape her or nothing like that. So the movie is him trying to make her realize that he's a good dude.
Right.
And that it's not about, like, yeah, you may have known me as being a playboy, but you're different. And it becomes a love story because he's trying to earn over her, like, I may be a drug lord and you think I'm just a piece of shit, but I actually care about this country. And he has to make her fall in love. And there's, like, when they finally do, there's a bunch of crazy sex scenes.
Okay.
See, I mixed in, like, the black with the title and everything.
Sure, I guess.
You're just fucking mad because I made both your movies better.
Very debatable. I don't know. You
should just be happy for me. Why can't you just be happy for me?
You have a rom-com. Let's take on to the romance. A rom-com. It's a romantic comedy.
Okay, so I got comedy in this one.
Yeah.
All right.
So, since you've been doing nothing but fucking me over,
I gave you good ones the last one.
Jordan Peele hasn't acted since Key and Peele.
But he's a good actor in those.
Sure. Not bad, I guess. But I'm going to try to give you somebody who can act but isn't like primarily a comedian, like comedy like based actor. Right? So I'm not going to give you just a fucking Ryan Reynolds or like a Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I'm going to give you rom-com starring Tom Cruise with the supporting cast. Has to be a girl, obviously, since it's a romantic comedy. Well, I could throw in another guy in there, but I don't know. I see more fun in like throwing in like, let's see, we get Tom Cruise. Who would be funny with Tom Cruise? Tom Cruise and fuck. Now I'm just blanking on actresses. Rom-com with Tom Cruise and let's give you Margot Robbie. There you go. That's a layup.
You don't ever disrespect Margot Robbie.
That's a layup. Oh shit.
A romantic comedy with Tom Cruise, Margot Robbie. And it's called Dirty Dick.
No. No.
Okay.
Oh my god. What the fuck are the odds?
Dirty Dick with Tom Cruise and Margot Robbie. So, Tom Cruise's character's name is Dick.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
So,
my mind went somewhere completely different with that title.
yeah. I gotta fucking be smart about it here, right? So Dirty Dick. A romantic comedy. Okay, so Tom Cruise's real name's Richard. Dick is short for Richard.
Okay.
The guy has had a rough life.
Okay.
Because he has a rare allergy to soap. So he has trouble bathing.
Oh shit.
So they always call him Dirty Dick.
Okay.
Like to be funny and fuck with them, right?
Right.
He comes across, he's always been, good looking guy. It's just nobody gets near him because he doesn't have the best smell.
Right.
Got BO all the time. People always tease him calling him Dirty Dick.
Right.
He finally comes across a girl that just so happens has no sense of smell.
Oh wow.
And her name, and that's Margot Robbie.
Got it.
So he sees her. When he first sees her, he's just like, because Margot Robbie's fucking fine as fuck.
Right.
That's my mom don't watch this, so
yeah.
That's my one right there.
Yeah.
So he sees her and he's just madly in love with her.
Right.
But he avoids her because he doesn't want to ruin it, and like he's afraid, he doesn't know that she doesn't have a sense of smell.
Right. He doesn't want to embarrass himself.
Yeah, and the comedy part of it is that like fate just keeps intervening and putting them in awkward situations where like no matter how much he avoids her, they run into each other. And then he finally realizes she has no sense of smell.
Got it.
It's like a funny thing how they keep bumping into each other, and he's like always scared and awkward and shit because he's trying to get away real quick because she doesn't want her to smell him.
Got it. Okay.
And then they end up falling in love, and he realizes like, you're the one for me, because the dude's a good looking guy. He just fucking stinks.
Yeah, it's fucking Tom Cruise. Yeah.
Yeah.
He only bathes in water.
Yeah, and then even after that, like, you get BO pretty fucking quick.
You're clever for coming up with the Dick being his name. Because my mind went like, okay, maybe like he got bullied in high school because he got laid and the girl said he had dirty dick. Right? So now he's like all fucking embarrassed and then he grows up to be Tom Cruise, but like in spite of everybody in high school, he just became like this fucking sex fiend.
Dirty dick.
And so he sees Margot and he's trying to fucking like be like, oh, that'd be a pool. Like imagine I added that body to my list, right? So he fucking dates her and then he starts falling in love with her, but like he doesn't start falling in love with her. He's just trying to pipe. Because he's fucking Dirty Dick, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, people were like, oh, didn't he call you Dirty Dick? It's like, yeah, he called me Dirty Dick, so my name's fucking, Dick, and I was dirty like that. I was a fucking sex fiend. Like, all the girls want to have sex with me, but, like, the girls in high school were like, dude, you're Dirty Dick, man. You're fucking gross, right? I don't know, maybe he just, like, wasn't circumcised or something, right? So, like, oh, you got fucking dirty dick. You got dick cheese or something, right? so he's trying to pull Margot, like, years later, out of spite of those kids. He becomes a sex fiend, and he tries to pull Margot, but Margot is, like, Christian, and she doesn't, like, she's not into that. She's not into one-night stands and shit. So she thinks that he's, like, trying to do something serious with her, but he's just kind of playing along. And so then she's bringing him out to, like, fucking family dinners and shit, like, introducing him to her fucking parents and shit. And he's just, like, fucking, like, oh, fuck, I'm a little too deep here. I'm just trying to pipe, you know what I'm saying? And then he actually falls in love with her. That was my idea. But then your idea was fucking perfect. Fucking dirty dick. He's allergic to soap. That's funny because there's so many people that are just allergic to just fucking dumb
random shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I seen this video. I didn't know if it was real or not. Like, like when people claim shit and they pop up in the news and you just kind of, like, question them. You're like, is that really scientifically possible, or are you just trying to get fucking money? Like, are you just trying to get, like, clicks or something? But
notoriety.
Yeah, like, I just seen one where it was like, I'm allergic to the sun. I'm like...
I've seen that, too, and, like, she breaks out in blisters and shit right away.
You're
and
like, what? I'm like, really? Like, how?
And how are you not pale as fuck right now?
Like, I feel like if you were allergic to the sun, like, you'd be fucking dead. No? Like, I feel like you would have
no vitamin D.
Right, no vitamin D, and I feel like her parents are not going to bring this fucking baby around and...
Like, how did you know? You just fucking walk outside and it started frying. You're like, oh, shit!
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? Like,
my kid's a fucking vampire.
Yeah, it's their fucking kid, like... The parents just, like, never take this kid
I was like,
outside,
are you alright? Like, I didn't know what the fuck was going on right
burping.
now. I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, like, how is that even possible? But anyways, this was pretty fun.
So you have the last one.
Oh, shit, yeah. Might as well close it out.
It's a horror movie.
Oh, fuck, okay.
horror, and it's one of the most recent best comedy duos.
Okay.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Kevin Hart.
Ooh, okay, I fuck with that. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Kevin Hart, a horror film titled "The In-Between." Oh shit.
Oh, I could. You could probably work with that.
I could work with that. Yeah. Okay. This guy. Who's the star actor?
The Rock.
The Rock. Okay, The Rock's the star actor. So this dude Dwayne. So The In-Between. It's a movie based in purgatory. Right? The idea of purgatory like do you have to like work off your sins to get into heaven, or what's the idea behind purgatory? I forget.
I think it's something like that. Like you're pretty fucked up, and you have to like pay for your sins before you're allowed to go to heaven.
Right. So like kind of like I don't know. There's like some that believe that you have to like do like almost like slavery work or some shit, like just dirty shit to like get into heaven or whatever. But in this world,
clean Tom Cruise's dirty dick over and over again.
Yeah. So, but in this purgatory, you get into heaven by reliving and understanding the sins that you committed. So this dude, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, this is actually an idea for, I'm going to just cheat and use this as an idea for a short film that I had I thought out. This dude, Dwayne, was just a fuck up in life. Like, he was just a fuck up. So, like, he constantly, he just smoked all the time. He just fucking alcohol. Like, he just, like, smoked his life away. Like, he didn't really give a shit. Did a lot of drugs and this, that, and the other.
Just somehow ended up buff as fuck.
Somehow buff as fuck. Yeah, that's a good point. But, like, for this, that was for my short film. For this idea, though, we'll do a spin on it. Like, this guy, he only cared about, like, himself. He was always fucking selfish, like, as shit, right? So he had this best friend named Kevin who, like, always ride or died by him. Like, always. He was always there for him. But at some point, you know, he was always there for Rock's character, but he was never there for Kevin's character. And at some point, Kevin Hart, like, gets in, like, a car accident. Or, like, maybe we could tie in that, like, Dwayne got drunk or something.
He caused it, maybe.
He caused it, or like they got drunk, or Kevin Hart had to be like a designated driver or something, right? And he just like pulled on the steering wheel or whatever, right? They died, right? So Dwayne and Kevin die somehow, right? Maybe through a car accident. Like maybe Dwayne got drunk one night. He was fucking trying to cope with like his mother's death or something, and he's like fucking with Kevin while Kevin's trying to drive. Gets them both killed, and so Dwayne in purgatory has to kind of relive that experience over and over again, and he's kind of having to repay all the sins that he did, all the selfishness. Like he just kind of has to repay for all of it. So he just sees Kevin Hart, like Kevin Hart just tries to fucking kill him over and over again. He just wakes up every day with Kevin Hart just trying to fucking kill him, and Kevin Hart's all fucked up. He's got shards in his head, and he's got a fucking crowbar and shit in his back. Like he's just fucked up, right? So every fucking day, he's having to read all these newspapers and all these different things. Like the TV fucking flashes on showing the news of like how fucking car accident that he caused, right? And he's having to see like he's having to deal with like fucking Kevin's family members, like just fucking. He's just like it's just a mental fuck. Like it's like a psychological horror where Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's waking up in like purgatory every day, and he's like either getting killed by Kevin or having to see his fucking Kevin's family haunt him and shit. And so this movie's just him trying to like come to terms with the fact that like he just wasn't a good person, and having to kind of like forgive himself.
Yeah.
That's the best I can do. It's kind of hard to like with the in-between. It's like what's another idea you could go for, like the in-between? Maybe
I think purgatory is perfect because it is like the in-between worlds.
Right, the in-between.
These butt cheeks.
Oh. Yeah, right.
But you know what's crazy though that you said that is because I've been on Lucifer Kick, right? That show. Right. and it's obviously about Lucifer, the fucking devil, and hell is exactly what you described. They're separate rooms, and they relive the most painful parts of their life, their biggest regrets, over and over and over again, and they become consumed by it. But they don't realize, like it says it in the show, that they don't realize that they could leave once they forgive themselves and they understand that they didn't mean to, or like, that they have to have forgiveness or something like that.
Right.
So like they're reliving their worst nightmare and their worst sins that they hate the most over and over again. But once they could leave once they forgive themselves for what happened. That's crazy. Hard. And then you said that, and I'm like, fuck, that's crazy. I just read that. I just watched that one of the episodes.
Well, cool. My idea is unoriginal. But no, when you think of in between, maybe a space, they're astronauts and they go into the in between. They fall into a fucking dark hole, deal with aliens and shit.
Oh yeah, or maybe they understand the power of time, and they're in between, like, now and the future, in the process of traveling, and how time just super slows down, but it's actually going so fast. Right. Kind of like Interstellar with Matthew McConaughey.
Right.
How, like, he was trying to contact his daughter, but he was in between time travel, and it's crazy. Have you ever seen the movie?
What's it called?
Interstellar.
I seen a little bit of the beginning, and then I was just like, oh.
That shit's crazy. It's a trippy ass movie when you really watch it. So
I seen it when I was young. I gotta watch it again. Or you could do like the in between. They fall into a hole, like a pit, whilst like going on like a camping trip or whatever, and they fall into a pit, and they're in between Earth and hell. And so that could like represent purgatory in a way, because they're trying to like work through this cave and crawl through all these fucking holes, and it could be like playing like the fear of people's claustrophobia, like they like are trying to climb.
They hallucinate with like crazy shit.
They hallucinate with crazy shit. Yeah. It's like that one movie we watched.
They think they're climbing up, but they're really upside down, climbing down. They're going deeper
into hell.
And then that's like the plot twist at the end, that they've literally been going the wrong direction because everything's reversed.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like that movie.
What did we?
The Gray.
Oh, The Gray. With
Liam Neeson. So he's in Alaska, real quick. This movie's fucking badass. So anyway, it had like a love story, like his wife passed or whatever, but they're in Alaska, and they're like fucking oil rig people, I think, or something like that. And he's actually hired while they're working. He's like a sniper that hunts down wolves to make sure the wolves don't fucking kill these fucking people.
Just keep talking.
While they're doing their job.
Right.
So anyways, there's a real bad storm because it's like snowing over there and shit. And their plane crashes.
Oh shit.
And little by little, these fucking wolves start picking them off.
Damn.
And as they're trying to, like, escape, they're like, hey, we have to go this way, we have to go this way. Finally, it comes down to one person, which is Liam Neeson, obviously. Fucking Liam Neeson. And, when he looks up, he realizes the entire time they're walking towards the fucking wolf den.
Damn.
Yeah, and he's like, fuck, that was all for nothing. Walked the total wrong direction. And then, but he's a total badass, so he gets like the fucking little, in the airplanes, the little mini bottles of alcohol, the glass ones. And he puts one in each one of his fingers, and he tapes it, and he fucking breaks it. So it's like shards, and then he has a knife, and he's just like surrounded by the wolves, and he's like, and then there's this badass poem. And I want to, oh my God, I just reminded that we were talking about deja vu. There's a poem that is said at the beginning, and right before he dies, he reads that poem one more time right before the wolves attack.
That's sick.
Yeah, it's a badass poem, dude.
That's sick. Speaking of badass poems, I watched this movie called Fury.
With
It stars Shia LaBeouf, John Bernthal, Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
And that guy that plays Luis and fucking Ant-Man and shit. But they got a dope poem, not a poem, they got a dope Bible verse in that one. Where they're like in the tank or whatever. Pretty much the whole plot of the movie is they're like these tank guys, like they're these tank gunners, and they're controlling this tank called Fury. And like they're running through like this is like World War or something.
Yeah.
They fight Germany or whatever. Fire movie, dude. They're pretty much in this tank, and Brad Pitt's like, no, we're gonna hold this fucking shit down. All of their troops and all their backups fucking dead, and the reinforcements are too far out to come and help them. And they're like, we could just run and hide and wait for reinforcements, but Brad Pitt was like, nah, fuck that. Like, we're not leaving Fury here. We're gonna die with this fucking tank. So they get in this tank, and they see all these Nazis coming out from the distance, or one of them sees that these Nazis are rolling up, and they come back in the tank. He's like, they're fucking coming, bro. This is it. Like, you ready to fucking go to war? And they're like, yeah. And then fucking Shia LaBeouf's character like reads off a verse, and you're just like, fuck yeah, you're just ready to go to war. And he's just pretty much, he says something like and the word of the Lord says, who shall I send? Who shall fight for us, or some shit? And he goes, here am I, send me. And then everybody in the fucking tank's like, yeah, send us. We're about to go fucking nuts, right? And then they go in this whole fucking fight scene. It's just sick. But just maybe thought I'd think about that. But
you know what's crazy is that movie started a whole craze on that haircut that fucking Brad Pitt had in that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that fucking haircut became famous after that.
I don't remember what that.
It was kind of like long and shaved on the sides, but long on the top, that slicked back.
Oh, kind of like that haircut that I.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, like yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So real quick, that poem from the Gray said, once more into the fray, into the last good fight I'll ever know. Live and die on this day. Live and die on this day.
Fire.
And then he fucking just squares up with like a fucking pack of wolves.
Sick.
And then they're like all surrounding him and show him like that. And then at the same time, it's like it's from the top. At the same time, all the wolves attack in, and he like leans back to go at one of them, and then it goes black.
Damn.
Movie's over. So you don't know what happens.
Fuck, dude. Well, he could have survived that. Hypothetically speaking. That's fire.
Yeah.
What were we talking about before this that led to that? Oh, we were talking. Oh, so I was thinking about this other movie that, because you were like, oh, it reminds me of this movie. I was thinking of this other movie that me and you watched. I don't remember if you remember watching it with us because you were fucking faded, but it was me, you, and Lizzie, and we were trying to break down this movie called As Above, So Below.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
That one was a fucking freaky ass movie too, and it was kind of the same concept. Weird movie.
Yeah, it was, and then it just kind of come out at the end of fucking like
they come
London.
out in like Japan or some
London
shit.
Or something like that. Yeah, something like that. Just like random in a cave.
Yeah, they were in Paris, and I remember it was based off of an actual location in Paris, and they go into it, and then they fucking climb through, and they
somehow find like the gates of hell.
Yeah, and then they come out on the other side, and they're in like Japan or whatever. They're like, "What the fuck? Where are we?" You're just like, "What the fuck happened?" It's a weird movie. Like
I'm just fucking glad I'm alive. I don't give a fuck where I am.
Yeah, they start going nuts, and at some point, one of the characters just gets one of the other characters and just bashes them into the fucking floor, and you're just like, "Why the fuck? What the fuck is happening right now?" It's like, huh? Yeah, that was a weird ass movie. But yeah, that'll do. I have a final question before we close it out. Are there any movies that you're looking forward to this year? Do you have like a top 3 movies you're looking forward to this year? I have a good top.
Flashpoint.
Flashpoint, that's gonna be a good one. That's coming out this year?
I thought it was. It's not.
It's supposed
Don't
to.
fuck it up for me,
I
dude.
think it's supposed to.
Okay. There's a lot.
So my number 1 most anticipated for me is Nope. My boy Jordan Peele coming out with an alien movie. Crazily enough, I was going on a rant with my siblings, my brothers. We were all just in the kitchen, and Derek was talking about all these horror movies that he had seen. And I was like, yeah, man, like, they don't make, like, crazy horror movies anymore. And there's, like, these genres that they used to do all back in the day that they don't really do anymore. I was like, I really want a good werewolf movie again. Like, give me some American Werewolf in London type shit, some Silver Bullet shit. Like, they don't make werewolf movies anymore. Like, werewolves used to be cool. They used to be scary. Like, fucking Monster Squad, like shit like that. Like, werewolves used to be dope, and they don't make horror movies like that anymore.
I don't know why, like, the makeup wasn't that great on it, but I love the werewolf in Monster Squad.
I thought the makeup was amazing.
His shoulders, his back. Yeah, it was. Yeah, you're right.
It was fire. Like, yeah. I thought it was so cool.
That little skip he had when he ran, like, that shit was dope.
And I know everybody will argue with me. Like, all the werewolf fans werewolf genre fans will fucking argue with me on this one. Still, my favorite werewolf transformation of all time. I just think that scene is so iconic. He's gonna kill your son.
And the fucking vavas and the spit as he's doing it.
Yeah, as he's talking, and then his fucking head is pulsating. You're just like,
fucking hair comes out of the feet, come out of the shoe.
Yeah, that's.
And then he leaves that fucking phone booth, and he just had that little skip run.
Yeah,
and you're like,
so fire, dude, so far.
Yeah.
I was telling my brothers, I was like, they don't make good werewolf movies. Like, I remember, like, those werewolf movies used to be fucking fire, right? They don't make movies like that anymore. I'm like, you know what? There's another ones they don't make anymore. They haven't made a good-ass, stereotypical alien movie.
Since Signs,
they haven't made a good-ass, stereotypical alien movie. Like, they come out now. Aliens are like fucking, you know, these star shooters with fucking guns, or they're these aliens where they're fucking, you know, like big Cthulhu, fucking squid aliens and shit. Like, where are the stereotypical big eyes abduction type aliens? Where are those aliens? Like, we don't make alien movies like that anymore. And then the day after I told them that, they were like, yeah. The day after I told them that, new trailer for Nope. I'm all excited. You know me. I have a fucking probably irrational love for Jordan Peele. Like, everybody's like, everybody was like, oh, you know, fucking Us, average. But I thought those movies were genius. I thought Get Out was genius. I thought Us was genius, and I fucking love those movies. Like, I will show those movies to my kids. Like, I think those movies are fucking amazing, right? Other people are like, oh, you know, it's mid. Whatever fucking kids say nowadays, that's fucking corny. Like, you know, it's whatever. I thought those movies were fucking revolutionary, right? Big Jordan Peele fan. So as soon as he announced Nope, starring Daniel Kaluuya and Steven Yeun and all these actors, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm so excited. I'm trying to piece it together. And you see the poster, it's like a cloud. I'm like, okay, so maybe it's about like a killer cloud or some shit. Like,
yeah.
I was like, I don't know. Like, Jordan's crazy. Like, he could make a fucking crazy movie about how there's a killer cloud. Like, he could do that. So that's what I was theorizing. I see the trailer for Nope. I'm all excited for it. Obviously, fucking massive Jordan Peele fan. I fucking watch it. It's an alien movie. It's a fucking alien movie. UFOs, big-eyed aliens, the shit I was literally describing to my brothers the day before the trailer came out. Literally. And I was like, fucking mind-blown. I was like, hell yeah, I just called it, right? You tell me that it's an acronym for, what's it called?
Not of Planet Earth.
Not of Planet Earth. And I'm like, fucking Jordan, dude. He's at it again with this fucking 200 IQ... extra layered fucking movie shit, bro. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm so excited. So Nope is number 1 for me. I would say that Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness,
yeah,
that's number 2 for me. And
especially with all the ideas that can come from that, you know, X-Men being introduced.
Yeah, they confirmed. It's pretty much confirmed that Professor X is in that movie, from the original X-Men universe, which is fucking fire. So there's that, and then I will say, what else can I throw in there? Movies. I know there's one that I'm missing, and I'm gonna get pissed off when I'm like, why the fuck didn't I think of that? The only one I could think of is like Morbius.
I want to see that one.
I want to see it too, but I'm not like
the new Jurassic Park.
That's the one. I'll throw that one in there. Yeah, Jurassic World or Jurassic Park, whatever they're calling it. I'm excited for that.
Just because they're bringing all the original characters back, like when you see that, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Until Jeff Goldblum showed up, and you're just like, man, fuck Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah, but I'm excited for those ones. So those are my top 3.
Yeah, for sure. There's some other ones. I feel like we were talking about this the other day, and we were just like naming them off. We're like, oh shit. I'm
trying to think of like what trailers came up when we were watching Spider-Man and Batman and all those movies.
I think they were throwing out how DC has a new Aquaman coming out. And
yeah.
The Flash. And
Flash is going to be sick.
Morbius and all this other. I don't remember what else, but.
I don't know, man. Like, those movies, like The Flash, like, obviously it's my boy. Like, I got fucking posters all up in here of The Flash, but, like, just the DCEU, like, the DC Extended Universe, like, that, like, little thing they've been doing is just, movies are corny, cinematography's not that great, storytelling's not that great, and, like, I don't know, those, just, the movies that they've come out with just leaves me less excited for The Flash and all that. Like,
yeah.
You know, like, because it's just, like, they're either going to do some fucking stupid-ass storyline, or it's going to be very bland, or it's going to be very fucking dumb. Like, so, I don't know. DC's in a place right now where it's like, it's like, not prove me wrong, but, like, shock me. Amaze me. Like, blow my mind. Like, we just seen the Batman. We're going to talk about it on the podcast episode with my boy Chubby, which will hopefully be the week after this one. But, like, Batman blew me away. Where I watched it and I was like, fuck, dude. Like, that is the shit that DC needs to be pumping out if they want to compete with Marvel. Like, I was like, that's a fucking good-ass movie, right? Perfect cinematography, perfect storytelling, perfect acting, like, literally all that you could want in a movie, right? Marvel is in the place right now where it's like, storytelling's meh, cinematography's meh, but it's like the acting and not storytelling, I should scratch that off because I guess storytelling is probably the only part. I mean, there's like a lot of iffies, like decisions with the storytelling, like the storytelling sometimes. Like, for an example, like in Far From Home, when they instantly make the blip like a joke, where it's like, oh, the blip, and they make like a comedy skit about how the fucking world got snapped. Like, those are the moments when you need to have character development with like them, like that school recovering from such a traumatic event, right?
Mm-hmm.
But instead they make a joke about it. So like Marvel has shit like that where they do too many jokes that are just fucking unfunny and stupid and useless, when it could just be like great character development and whatnot. You know what I mean? So but other than that, like the storytelling in Marvel's like practically fucking perfect. Outside of them trying to force jokes in for no reason. Cinematography is fucking You know, there's a lot of great shots in Marvel, but a lot of the times it looks super cartoony and you could tell it's green screened, and there's not a lot of like inspiration behind the cinematography. I sound like a nerd right now, but like when you watch Batman, you're like, damn, that's a fucking beautiful shot. Damn, this is a beautiful scene. Where it's like, oh, damn, this is a dope shot. Like, Marvel doesn't have a lot of those. Like, outside of, like, that shot of Cap, like, fucking strapping on his half-broken shield and looking out at a fucking army of aliens. Like shit like that. Other than that, it's just kind of just like, eh. You know, there's nothing, like, really, like, cool about the shots. Like, maybe, like, an example of a good shot when, after, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen any of the Marvel Universe, Black Widow dies, right? When Black Widow dies and Clint, like, he has the stone in his hand and you just see the fucking eclipse in the background and him just sitting there, like, that's a beautiful shot. You're like, damn, that's fucking dope, right? And Spider-Man Far From Home, when that event happens, I won't spoil it since it's a little too new to spoil. Endgame's, like, years old. Spider-Man little new, so I won't spoil it. But there's a dramatic event that happens to Peter, and he's looking up at a billboard. There's rain shining on him and all these different colors. Fucking beautiful shot. Like, Marvel doesn't have a lot of those. Like, Batman was nothing but that. You know what I mean? So if, like, I don't know, like, if we get more movies like the Batman from the DC, like, that is when I feel like DC will start to compete with Marvel a little bit. But other than that, like, I've just not been excited for, like, DC movies. Like, Aquaman's gonna be lame, to be honest. Like, it's gonna be like, yeah, cool, it was good. It's gonna be one of those.
Yeah. We'll
Other
see.
than that, we'll see. Yeah, so... You can find me at Xander on Twitter, YouTube, and on Twitch. I will be streaming tonight and maybe tomorrow on there. So if you want to see me play Elden Ring, go check it out. It's a rage game. It's kind of like a Dark Souls game. So you might see me get a little angry. You might see me get a little excited. Gonna crack a lot of jokes. So Xander on Twitch. My Instagram is XanderMV3. You can find the podcast at Stuck in an Elevator Podcast on Instagram. And if my dad would like to plug his shit.
Fucking slaying little kids talking shit on Twitter at Eric Vasquez OP7. Yep. That's all I really have.
Yeah, so big things coming. Big things as in just expecting a lot more guests. Other than that, we might miss a week, but we've been on our shit for the podcast. So Stuck in Elevators looking fun, dude. Other than the mishap today, I've been really enjoying season 2. So we'll see you guys next week. That's that.
That's it? No vagina jokes? No?
As a fucking virgin once said, that's that.
There it is. Fucking virgin.